Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a first impression review and eyeshadow tutorial using the JACLYN Hill Divine Neutrals palette from Morphe. So this is what this palette looks like. I was pleasantly surprised when they announced this collaboration. I thought that she was going to be done with Morphe collabs. It's been a while since we've seen one. But yeah, when I saw this, I was very excited because this is something that I can definitely see myself using all the time. I'm definitely more of a neutral bitch. I'm going to show you some swatches at the beginning just so you can see the colors on just the skin instead of just in the pan, and then we'll get into the tutorial. I'm gonna walk you through the look step by step and give you my full review. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe and let's just jump right in. This is what the palette looks like on the inside. These are all of the beautiful shades. You guys know I'm not like the biggest fan of Morphe eyeshadows. I haven't had the best experience with Morphe shadows in the past. What I've found with Morphe eyeshadows is that they are very powdery. I find it hard to like build up a color. It's funny because when she came out with her Vault collection with Morphe, there was like a lot of mixed feedback, and I actually really loved the Vault shadows out of anything that Morphe has come out with. So that's kind of interesting. So take my opinion with a grain of salt, because that's why I really don't do a lot of reviews, is because with makeup, it's all very personal. We all have different preferences. What one person loves, another person might hate, and vice versa. Doesn't mean anything is wrong or right. It's just, it's opinions. So all in all, I'm very excited about this palette. I love the vibe of it. I love the color selections. Hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe and let's get started. I feel like swatching products used to be like the thing for a while, and people would get so like over swatches. So I'll do some swatches really quick. Chic Happens, Just Barely, and Good Vibes. Looks like that on my fingers. On my pale forearm. I went and did my kickboxing session this morning, and the gloves just like melt off my spray tan. So you can see here I've got like a straight line from where my glove was. Sorry if I look crazy. Boo Bear Booked, which that looks like the most beautiful shade. And then Cinnamon Roll looks like this on my fingertips. And then we'll do this. That's those. Get up close so you can see the colors. Okay, moving on to the shimmer shades. We've got Ah Luxe, Birthday Suit, and Drippin'. That is what those look like. Pop those here. Look like that. Risque Business. Striptease, that's my other favorite color in here. And Exposed. Ooh, put those there. Okay, these are all of the swatches from the palette. So let me wash this off and we will get started. Okay, so my eyes are already primed. I used the Jason Wu eyeshadow primer. This has been just my go-to. So I primed with a little bit of that, and then I set with powder like I normally would. I'm gonna start with the shade Just Barely, which is the shade right here. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush. This is my Smith 237. I'm gonna pick it up right here. Bring this in the crease. Pick up some more. Start blending that and building up the color. Bring this underneath. I always look upwards when I really need to access that area so that I can apply the color without like squinting and stuff. Okay, so this color is looking very similar to my skin tone. It's a really nice base shade. This is a color I can see myself using, especially on days where I want to do like a no makeup look kind of thing, or if I'm just doing like no shadow in a way, and then just grab just this one to swatch all over my lids. It gives a nice shade for my skin tone because it just gives a natural look on its own. So I can see myself grabbing this, especially for that. And now I'm gonna pick up Good Vibes, this shade here. It's the Next Darkest Matte shade. I'm gonna use the same brush, and I'm gonna start building this up. So I am noticing the same thing already with the shadows. This is just like consistent throughout all of Morphe's shades. It goes on very light, and I've talked about this before. That's not a bad thing. It's just, again, more of a preference. So I prefer more pigmented shades that I can go in with a light hand and build up the color and use it that way. Where something like this, if you go in with a lot at once and you make a mistake, it's not a big deal because it is going on so sheer at first. The good thing with that is that you can go in with a heavy hand and you're not gonna mess up right away. And you can also continue to build up the color and add more and layer on and layer on. It just is I think maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say user friendly, but I guess just like easier to not mess up. So I'm just going in with a little bit more to start building up this color. And I love taking neutral matte shades like this that are a little bit deeper than my skin tone and kind of connecting it into my nose contour. Right now it looks a little crazy, but once the whole thing is on, it'll look very cohesive. So far, I'm really, really loving this. I think it looks really, really nice, and I like the color choices. I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. This is a Wayne Goss number 20 brush. I love this brush, it's like my favorite. I'm gonna go in with Booked. This was the first shade that really caught my eye because I just love shades like these just like warm, rich browns, just delicious. So I'm gonna pick this right up on the Wayne Goss 20 brush and start packing this on the outer corner. I feel like the Morphe shadows have gotten even better from the last time that I've used them. I need to go back and try some older palettes, but I feel like if I were to go in with a shade like this previously, if I pack on the color, it'll be there, and then as I would go to blend it out, it would almost blend it away and disappear the color. And that's kind of what I mean when I would say that they were powdery, where now they're a little bit more buttery. And I feel like as I pop on that color, it's pigmented, and then as I'm blending it, it's just blending the shadow instead of blending it away and making it disappear. I'm really excited because this is definitely something I can see myself grabbing and using a lot. I'm definitely more prone to grabbing a smaller palette rather than like a ginormous, huge palette with like 500 shades. While I love that new Be Perfect palette with Stacey Marie, it is still like a lot of shadows for everyday use. So like if you're looking for something that you can see yourself using all the time, like if you do your makeup every day, you do like a natural look every day or just like neutral looks every day, and you want something that you can bring with you or whatever, it's just like easy to pull out. Something smaller like this is definitely way more convenient than like a 35 color eyeshadow palette. I mean, you definitely do get more bang for your buck in something like that, but as far as like practicality, I feel like this size just makes way more sense. For me anyways. That freaking color is stunning. Okay, so right there I am having an issue with blending, which is weird. I didn't have that on this side. Maybe it's the primer. We just build up around it. This reminds me so much of the shade in the Maneater palette. Forgot the name of it. Oh, I forgot it right here. Saucy. This shade right here is one of my favorite eyeshadow shades in makeup history, and this reminds me so much of it. So beautiful. I'm just continuing to build up that color. I think I had like some issue with my primer over here because this isn't gravitating on this side, and I feel like it's gravitating on that side, but you can't even tell, honestly. I'm excited to use this again when I'm not doing a makeup tutorial because you know this is where I want to stop the look. I love a good matte, warm brown look. Ugh. But I gotta try out the shimmers. I have to try them out. So now I'm going to actually mix Booked with Good Vibes. So I'm gonna mix this shade with this shade. And I'm gonna go on the bottom lash line. I'm really gonna tap off the excess though because I don't want to go on too much with too much of these colors because I don't want to get too dark down there. I'm gonna pull back down on my brush so that I'm not applying too much pressure. It's gonna go on a lot more lightweight rather than if I hold right here, it's gonna go on with like a lot of pressure and then you're gonna have a lot of shadow. So I'm gonna put my mirror up here and look up, pull back, and start wiggling these colors. That turned out exactly how I was hoping for. It's not too dark and pigmented. It's not like we packed on that color. We will eventually, but to build up the color, I just feel like it's a lot easier at first to go in with like a lighter hand and then build up. I say that all the time, and I just feel like that's the way that I prefer to apply it because it's less alarming. Like, especially if you're doing a smoky eye, if you go in straight with like a really dark eyeshadow, sometimes it can be like, holy shit, now what do I do? I'm loving this. Ooh, it's so pretty. Okay, so now I'm just going back into Good Vibes and I'm just gonna blend out the edges here and bring it down below. I'm loving how these shades are making my blue eyes pop. I feel like because they're a lot warmer and they've got that orangey base behind them, I think that it's just really working with my blue eyes. Okay, I'm gonna take that same Booked shade, but I'm taking it on a Sigma E15, and I'm gonna focus this right at the lashes because I probably am gonna go in with nude in my waterline, and I feel like when I do that and then I add this like right at the lashes, it really helps to make that pop. And then go back in with the Wayne Goss brush and just blend. Okay, I'm gonna take that E15 and I'm gonna go into, probably gonna mix Boo Bear and Cinnamon Roll together. So those are the darkest matte shades. This is Cinnamon Roll and this is Boo Bear. I wanna mix those two together and kind of just pop this right here on the outer part of the upper lid, right by the lash line, and then start flicking it upwards. It's gonna give us kind of like an eyeliner sort of look. And then go back with the fluffy brush with Booked by itself and kind of overlap it and blend it into the look. I can really see myself using this all the time. My most used palettes by far are my Makeup Geek palette with all of my personal hand-picked favorites, and I use the Maneater palette the most out of anything. And this just reminds me of all of that, so I can definitely see this being a tendy, aka contender, for a new favorite palette. These are my kinds of colors. The only thing that's missing for me in a palette like this would be cool tones, but I like how she did like all matte on top and all shimmer on the bottom. I think that's very nice. I think people love shimmer shades. I'm definitely more of a matte girl. Very, very pretty. So get a good look at the matte. I feel like if this was like a look that I was just doing for myself personally just to get ready, this is where I would leave it. I'd pop on some lashes and mascara and be good to go. But I want to use the shimmers for you. So that risque business was giving me the business. So we're going to use that. I thought I was going to want to do striptease because in the pan, I just really like that. But when I swatched this, it just gave me more of like a red brown sort of look rather than cranberry. Because when I first look at this, I kind of see more cranberry, like a deep berry. But when I swatched it, it was definitely more like red brown. So this is it up close so you can see the color. So I'm going to try to go in with just a brush on its own. Shades like this, a lot of times you'd want to go in with like a makeup setting spray type of thing to make it all more intense. But I'm just going to go in with a flat brush by itself. This is a Refer P21 brush. Tap off the excess and just lay it on the lid. Okay, good. It's going on really nice. Another thing that's really nice about going in with a spray is that it eliminates any chance for fallout. Or not eliminates, but just like makes it very less likely that you're gonna have fallout, where you do risk that more going in with it dry. This is really pretty. This is a nice rich red brown. One thing I don't like about shimmery brown shades is that a lot of times they go very cool or they go very orange. One of the only shades that I like for like a lid bronzy color is the one that's in the Makeup by Mario palette. It sort of reminds me of this. This is definitely a more darker version of it, but it's the same kind of idea where it's like a true brown. This is like a true rich brown, but shimmer. And I feel like that's kind of lacking in the industry. There aren't a lot of colors like that because they always pull so orange or yellow or cool toned. I'm gonna take just a clean brush. I wanna blend out this part right here because it's a little harsh for me. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Just Barely and Good Vibes on this brush. Didn't I just say I'm gonna grab a clean brush? And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick up shades. And now I'm gonna take that Risque Business and grab just a little bit of Fix Plus from MAC. Spray that with some Fix Plus. Then I'm just gonna tap this on top just to give it a little bit more intensity. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit of Striptease. From what I remember from the swatches, this goes a little bit more orangey. I'm gonna pick this up and go right on the inner part of the lid. See what that looks like? Yes. Oh yeah, that is looking gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I'm gonna go back into Booked and just kind of go right at the edges, make sure everything is blended. I wanna use this highlight shade, but it kind of goes a little pinky, but I'm gonna give it a chance. I normally like to just grab whatever highlighter I use on my face and pop it into the eye look. I'm not a fan of using highlight colors that come in palettes just because a lot of times they go either too gold or too pink. And I just like a nice neutral highlight. But with that being said, I'm gonna try this one out because it's in here and I wanna see what it's all about. I'm gonna go into Luxe, grab it this shade here. I'm using a MAC 239, I think. I'm gonna pop this right here. Oh, that's nice. That's not as pink as I thought it was going to look. We'll see how it looks on the top. Actually, on the top, I think what I'll do is mix it with the matte shade above it, Chic Happens, this shade right here. Mainly because I don't like a straight up frosty highlight. I think it can look a little too much. I'm actually gonna mix a little bit of Just Barely in with it too, which was that first shade that we used. Mixing all three of those together to create my personal highlight color. Oh yeah. The reason why I added in that Just Barely color is because it was basically my skin tone. So it's just kind of muting down the brightness so it's not too intense. And now I need to go in and just reinforce the crease shades. There we go. It's a nice, soft, subtle highlight. I'm gonna add just boop, a little touch of All Luxe by itself right there where I want the most shimmer. This is what it looks like with just the eyeshadow. I am very, very pleased. I love everything. I'm so excited about it. This to me is probably my favorite thing that she's ever launched. Other than Champagne Pop, that's also like right up there with this, I think. Not necessarily about like quality and stuff like that, just because out of practicality for me and my personal preferences, this is something that I can personally see myself using the most out of anything. I love the color choices. I love all of the options in here. Especially the matte shades, like, you know, that's where I live. I think that it was very easy to use, and I like that it's compact, it's small, it's petite. I love cardboard palettes. It's just very well done. This whole thing is just very well done, and it was very unexpected as well. I kind of thought that she wasn't gonna be doing any more Morphe collabs and stuff like that, so this kind of just came out of nowhere, and very, very happy with it. I really love this look, and you're definitely gonna see me using this a lot more in looks because you know me, I'm always doing neutral looks. Honestly, that Booked shade is like my jam. That should just be called Brianna. Okay, so I'm gonna finish off the eye look on camera so you can see what I do to complete this look. I'm gonna go in with a nude eyeliner. I'm just using the Anastasia Pro Pencil in base number 1. You can use whatever nude or like a rich brown would look really beautiful with this, but I really want this to pop and open up the eyes and really complement the blue in my eyeball. So I mean, I guess a bronzy color would do that more than this, but I just like really popping that lower lash line like that. And then a lot of times what I like to do is go back into the E15 just to reinforce what I put there before. And then I'm gonna go into the Makeup Geek Extension Effect Mascara. This is my favorite mascara. I actually have another one on the way. I just placed an order on their website to get some more mascara because I am out. So I'm just gonna do a light layer of this because I'm gonna go in with some lashes. For my lashes, I'm using these from Velour. They're a very old style that they don't make anymore, but I was looking online and they make a style that is basically identical. It's like the same exact eyelash, and I believe it's called Run the World. I might be wrong, so if you're interested in these lashes, I will link the correct ones down below that look identical to these, but they're just a nice fluffy lash. Okay, I'm just gonna balance out the bottom lashes with some mascara. Will really help to open up the eyes even more. Just ties the whole eye look together. This is the completed look. I quickly want to just touch up my lips. Plus, I know some of you guys are gonna have questions about the lip combo that I have on right now. I don't have on 500 lip products. I only have on 2, only 1 lip liner and 1 lipstick. It is a big day. The Makeup by Mario lipsticks have really changed the game, and I feel like this is all I'm gonna be using from now on because they're just so good. It's like a range of neutrals and some like bold colors as well, but the formula is just so good. So unfortunately, you can't get the lip liner right now because KKW is doing like their whole like site revamp, whatever. But this is the KKW Beauty lip liner in Honey 2. Looks like this. I'm just gonna touch up a little bit. It's a nice warm undertone. Oh, I forgot. I did go in with the darker pencil. I'm sorry, I lied. I did go in with Cork from MAC. This is a good go-to. You kind of just need it. I'm gonna go over with that as well. And then for my lipstick, I used the Makeup by Mario Sierra lipstick. Looks like this. Just a nice, beautiful nude. So just pop that in the center. I am very, very happy with this eyeshadow palette. I think it's just beautiful. I had a lot of fun doing my makeup today with this. I'm excited to keep using it. A lot of the shades that are in this palette are shades that I can definitely see myself grabbing all the time. These are my kind of shades. Again, you know, I'm gonna live in this whole region here, mainly these 3 shades right here in the mattes. I really love these 2 shades that I used on my eyelid. I love this shade for highlighting. Overall, I just don't have any bad things to say about it. I'm very impressed with the formula. I do feel like it's probably the best Morphe eyeshadow formula that I have tried. Again, I haven't tried anything in a couple years, so let me know, like, if you use a lot of their palettes and get a lot of their stuff, let me know if they just like gradually over time have like improved it. For me personally, from what I've used in the past, this is like really, really nice. So yeah, I'm really excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this quick little eye tour. I can't talk today. Enjoyed this eye tutorial review. If you would like to see more videos like this, please let me know. I feel like it's nice to kind of incorporate these into my other tutorials. All of those are always more like full face tutorials, so it's nice to kind of like switch it up and just do eyes, and maybe I can do just like eyes, cheeks, lips and stuff like that instead of just like always doing like the face and brow routine. And you let me know down below. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye.